AITA for asking my sister to leave after she made a snide remark about my husband's wealth. My husband lost both of his parents when he was 17. Their deaths were preventable. It was a tragic accident where several people died and a lawsuit followed. As a result, my husband, still a teenager, ended up both orphaned and wealthy. But the money didn't feel like a blessing to him. He'd give every cent back if it meant getting his parents again. People hear money and forget the cost it came with. We met a few years after all that happened. We dated for 4 years and eventually got married. We now have 3 kids together and live a comfortable life. My husband is smart with his money. He invests, plans for the future, and makes sure our children will always be provided for. We both still work because we value hard work, but the financial cushion gives us peace of mind. Not many people know the exact amount he has, including my family, but they do know his parents died and that the family received money from the lawsuit. And they've been told how that money doesn't bring him happiness. It's tied to the worst thing that ever happened to him. That's why I was so angry about what my sister said. We invited my parents and my sister over for dinner. Everything was going fine at first. My sister was talking about wanting to bring her boyfriend to future dinners. She also talked about how they were saving up for a weekend getaway and that they were thinking about moving in together. My husband chimed in that we had been to the same place she was planning to go and that they'd enjoy it. He didn't brag or say anything about money. He just said it was a nice place. She replied that she wouldn't be able to afford the kind of trip we had. He said we didn't do anything fancy, which was true. Then things took a weird turn. She joked, or maybe not, that he should pay for their trip since he could afford it. I immediately said she wasn't entitled to anyone else paying for her getaway with her boyfriend. She doubled down and said he could easily afford to send them for a month if he wanted. My husband politely said that was a big ask. That's when she snapped and said he had no idea how lucky he was to be rich and that she'd give anything to have that kind of money. That was it for me. That comment was cruel. It ignored the pain he went through to have that money. It dismissed the trauma he still carries. So I told her to leave. And yes, I made sure she left. I was done. Since then, she's been texting and calling me, saying I overreacted, that kicking her out was over the top, but I don't feel bad. I told her the only way I'd even consider moving past it is if she gives my husband a sincere apology. Until then, she's not welcome in my house, period. My husband told me I don't have to do that for him, that he doesn't want to come between me and my sister. I told him he's not coming between us. She is. Her lack of empathy, the entitlement, the complete disregard for what he's gone through, it's disgusting. I don't care if she was joking or serious. That comment crossed a line. Money doesn't erase trauma. It doesn't replace parents. I think what she said was cold and heartless. I'm not going to pretend it's okay just because she's family. So, AITA for reacting the way I did, for kicking her out and standing firm on not letting her back without an apology. Am I being too harsh? I just don't think I am. When someone tells you they'd give everything to get their parents back, and your response is, "You're lucky to be rich," that's not just insensitive, it's vicious.